Takes inside.
It will be very interesting to see how Australia plays this game. They had a very tough matchup against South Korea. They were behind early in that game. They didn't get a chance to be aggressive on the base pass since they were playing from behind.
Pitch out, and a stolen base attempt successful for Spratt. So man in scoring position now for Zunchins.
Don't they call that like an announcer's blessing or curse? You put something out there and then you get the answer right away.
Happens a lot, right?
It's worse when you put something out there and it doesn't come true. But when you ask for something, hey, I want to know if they're going to be aggressive on the base pass. And sure enough, next pitch, he runs, steals second base. So I think we have our answer. Australia is going to be aggressive on the base pass.
Bouncer down the line, but it spins foul. Now 2 balls and 1 strike for Zunchins. Yeah, they struggled with that South Korea matchup. Did not have a lot of base runners.
Yeah, in fact, they didn't have any hits. They did have quite a few base runners. They had a couple guys get on via walk and hit by pitch, but it's a little bit different strategy when you're playing from behind. You have to kind of value your base runners. You can't be as aggressive on the base path.
Called strike evens it up 2-2. So with that being said, Kevin, we really haven't gotten a true look at what this Australia offense wants to be or is capable of being so far this week in Livermore.
Yeah, we knew in game 1 that facing that South Korean team that's been here year in and year out with a ton of experience, and this being a first-time team from Australia being at this tournament, we knew that it was going to be a tough matchup. I think we're going to get a better understanding of who this Australia team is.
So ball 4, a walk, and Spratt takes off and steals third as well.
That's just really heads-up base running. That's not something you typically see a ton on a walk. It was kind of a delayed steal, but he just saw the lackadaisical kind of methodical catch by the catcher right there. He also caught the third baseman by surprise, who was playing a little bit on the grass. That's just really good heads-up base running by Spratt there at second base, who happens to be the pitcher today. And my favorite thing about Little League, dirty uniform, he's going to hop on the mound and pitch.
Before he even takes the mound. Up and inside to Zach Granton, who is the cleanup hitter for Australia. There goes the runner from first. Now Wiedner with a chance for the strategic play of having his throw cut off by the pitcher. So Zunchins is safe at second. Hitters count for Gratton at 2-0 with 2 in scoring position. Now 3-0. Through 2 batters, Stepanik was really filling the strike zone. And there he finds it again to make it 3-1. But then he walked Zunchins and got 3-0 on Gratton here. Swiped foul. That's off of Gratton's foot.
A good job by the home plate umpire, pointing that out right away, being very emphatic about the call. Yep, that ball went straight down into the dirt, right off his leg.
And ball 4 misses the zone, so that loads the bases.
The batter number 3, first baseman, Archie Wallace.
In that situation with runners at second and third base, it's not a bad idea to kind of throw a quality pitch, see if you can get the Australian batter to be a little bit aggressive. Bases are loaded. You got to force out at any base. You just got to continue to throw strikes.
Big swing by Archie Wallace. And on the hands, 1-1 for the Australian first baseman.
Archie might be wise beyond his years. Did you see the dream job?
Yeah, he wants to be a Sparky.
No, like, yeah.
Or an electrician.
Electrician.
We've got some very practical youngsters in this tournament based on their responses to that question. Fouls it back.
I appreciate it. I say, hey, aim for the, stars. If you fall on the moon, that's great. But some of these are just like, I know what I want to do.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We saw a doctor, obviously practical as well. A lot of work goes into that. We see an electrician.
Yeah. Property management was one yesterday.
Property management. That was a great one. That was one of the young athletes from Aruba, which makes a ton of sense. A destination place. You imagine there's some beautiful places to stay. He's like, I'm good with just managing some properties.
Taken strike 3. That's out number 2, the second punch out for Stepanik.
That's a really quality pitch right there. That's a really tough pitch. Right on, right matchup. When you could start that breaking ball right at the hitter's shoulder, you get that sort of reaction. Your initial instinct is this going to hit me? And then you realize it's a breaking ball, and it ends up being a strike. Great pitch.
A little behind on the first swing for Brock Harding.
I'm always amazed at this level. These young athletes are still pretty young. The poise that they have, they find themselves in these situations, elimination game, bases loaded, 1 out. They're able to kind of slow the game down, take deep breaths, and just make quality pitches.
But it's in large part, I think, due to the big situations these guys have been in. You saw earlier the U12 national team experience for Harding here. Comes around for strike 3, and it strands the bases loaded. David Stepanik strikes out the side. Goes the other way and drops it into right field. Peck with a base knock. Briefly, it was bobbled in right, but Scrabble stays put at second.
I know this is our first time seeing the check hit because we haven't done it in their games, but I really love their approach. If you look at what they've been able to do, they've been able to get guys on. And really kind of the tone was set with that ground ball to second base, knowing we're going to go to the opposite field. We're going to exchange an out to advance the guy 70 feet, and then all the hits we've seen have been to the opposite field.
Tobias Latska, role model is himself.
You know what? That's a dig me statement right there. And you know what? If you're not confident in yourself, who else is going to be?
We'll have to talk to Tobin as he goes by.
Yeah, I got to ask him. When you were sitting there filling out the questionnaire.
Yeah, I think the intent there is, I'm not the second to anybody. I'm the first to Tobin, right?
Yeah, it takes a confident young man. You're filling out this questionnaire. You know these games are going to be on air. To say your role model is yourself, you have to have a ton of self-belief.
Watches ball 3.
There's just been a little bit of inconsistency from a mechanical standpoint. He's getting that front shoulder kind of flying open a little bit when there's a right-handed batter. He's keeping it a little closed, a little long with a left-handed batter. Majority of his pitches have been missed to the opposite side of the plate of where the hitter is. So if you're a catcher right now, you just got to work with him. You got to set up middle, allow him to just throw the ball down the middle of the plate.
Full count, runners go. It's a swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Spratt, and it retires the side. But 8 batters sent to the plate by Czechia. They played 3 in the first. And a timeout called.
We have an equipment
timeout.
timeout.
Umpire, I believe, got the brunt of that pitch after Malik dodged it. And it might have detached his strap, I think.
Yeah, they wear, you know, I guess the closest comparison would be like shoulder pads for football. They have the straps that go from the back of the pad to the front of the pad. It looked like it just popped off. And
wow, direct hit.
you know what I'm in favor of? I miss the old school umpire pad, where they would just hold a big pad.
I say why not, right? It's almost like a big Captain America shield.
Yeah, you get to hide behind it.
Yeah. I'd be in favor of Eric coming back out next frame with one of those. 2-1 to Malik. Another into the backstop. This time it, as a courtesy, dodged our home plate umpire.
Yeah, Eric's having a rough inning back there. When you take the first pitch of the inning, completely miss the glove of the catcher, you wear it off the arm, and then you get one that just sails over your head, it's hard not to flinch back there as an umpire.
Ball 4 outside, leadoff walk. Already the third walk drawn by Australia. Remember, in the first inning, they stranded the bases loaded. Had a couple of opportunities, struck out both times.
Yeah, we've seen teams give up 3, 4, multiple runs in the first inning. You feel like it's going to be a lopsided game, and then you get a leadoff walk. You start to get momentum.
Stepanik lost it a little bit. Struck out the side, got out of a jam in the first, but he's sent a few to the backstop, and now he's going to get a visit. He's thrown 7 pitches in this top of the second inning. 6 of them have been balls.
I love a mound visit right here from your coach. A lot of times we wait till it's maybe a little bit too far, throwing too many balls in a row, allowing multiple runners to get on base. You know, coming in mid-count 2-0, a lot of coaches would wait till he walks this next batter. Then you're in a situation, you know, first and second, no outs. It's not a bad time to come out in the middle, give him a little bit of breather, give him a little bit of advice. And most importantly, just check on him, because he was so good in that first inning, being able to get out of some trouble. You just want to make sure he's feeling okay, that his arm's feeling good.
Runner goes. Pitch is off target. No throw to second, so Malik slides in safely.
That is bold strategy right there. He had the opportunity on the pitch before with the errant pitch to the backstop, stayed at first. He chooses to get the stolen base the next pitch.
And it bounces to the backstop. Therefore, Malik from second to third on ball 4.
Yeah, we just got a little bit of a head shake by the young man on the mound. I'm almost certain the coach came out and asked him, how do you feel? And right there, he kind of indicated that I might be able to give you one more batter, but this is probably the last batter he's going to face.
Stepanik at 36 pitches. This will be number 37. The first to Will Fuller, and it skips away. Malik slides in safely. The runner from first trying to stretch it all the way to third, and he's tagged from behind. So Ingram got a little bit greedy on that wild pitch and goes down as the first out.
Yeah, we have a wild pitch right here. Great job by the guy at third base getting home, and as you mentioned, maybe a little bit greedy. I like the intent right there, but it's also really important as a base runner when you want to try to take the extra base, you have to be smart about it too. He could have gone first to second, peeked in, and realized, okay, he got the ball in time. I like the intent, but he could have shut that down a little bit earlier, went back to second base, and been safe.
Czechia with a pitching, couple of wild pitches, able to score their first run and bring it within 2. Yersobek threw yesterday 19 pitches, so underneath that 20-pitch threshold. Able to pitch on consecutive days as a result. He inherits a 1-0 count to Will Fuller here.
Yeah, that was the right decision. You could tell something physically wasn't right, where he was even kind of looking in the dugout, kind of letting his coach know that I can no longer, I don't feel comfortable on this mound physically. It's not necessarily the most ideal time to come in the middle of a count, but sometimes when you just lose the feel or something's going on in your arm, a really good decision by the coach to get him out.
Stepanik got Czechia out of a situation in the first inning, stranding the bases loaded with 3 strikeouts, but a couple of walks to begin the second here. Czechia just trying to make sure that this doesn't become a thing. Contacted by Fuller, and it squirts through the left side of the infield. It's a base knock. 3 consecutive hitters for Australia reaching safely to begin the second.
The batter, number 8, Flynn Dynelt.
Yeah, just a really nice swing right here. Really quick hand, short, smooth stroke. Very fortunate right there. Left fielder was in a little bit of a hurry picking that ball up. Good recovery.
Steal attempt, the throw got there maybe in time, just a little off target, so Fuller snags the bag.
Hey, 1 strike on the batter.
Yeah, good lead and a great jump right there. Head down the whole way, doesn't peek in. That indicates us that it's a straight steal. He's not relying on his batter to have to put the ball in play. Typically, if you see a runner peeking in, it could be a hit and run. He's anticipating his teammate to swing. That was a straight steal.
Called strike. And that makes it 1-2 to Flynn Dynelt. Outside 2-2.
Did you see he kisses his lucky rock?
Yeah, before every game. We'll have to talk to Flynn. Like what?
Yeah, is it a big rock?
What makes it lucky?
I'm thinking, is it a big rock, a
Where'd it
little
come
rock?
from?
Did he have to bring his own, like the rock come in its own suitcase here? Or is it small enough to fit in a backpack?
It's his carry-on. That's
His carry-on is just a rock.
It's off with 2 strikes. Keeps the count full. Wave and a miss. Nice strike 3 pitch by Yersobek there.
Yeah, Yersobek's got what we would consider a little bit unorthodox arm slot. He's kind of this low 3/4, even below that, almost sidearm. Has the ability to kind of throw this up shoot slider. It looks like it's going to be up out of the zone, and then it comes back into the strike zone very late. Very difficult pitch to hit.
And fires in a first pitch strike to Angus Deere.
Yeah, there's definitely some uniqueness there. Typically, when you see a guy throw from that low of an arm slot, you would see a little bit more of a body tilt. But he's almost straight up and down. He's just allowing that arm to really almost, he's throwing from almost like his rib cage area. It's a very tough, different look for these hitters.
Quick 0-2. Yershebek fires. It is just nicked foul.
I think that's the beauty of baseball too, is there's not one way of doing things. This is a very unique way, but as you could tell, it works for him. He's been very consistent in being able to throw the ball where he wants to throw it.
Again with 2 strikes. Got it on the outside edge. Consecutive punch-outs for Jan Yershebek, and it's only 1 run in the... Was that a crow? It was a very large...
It was a raven.
Black bird. First pitch is a strike to Martin Tretera, leadoff batter for Czechia. Here in the bottom of the second, they plated 3 in the first. Some free passes and a big extra base hit that drove in 2 of those 3. Breaking ball misses inside. Tretera gets out of the way. Swings it foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tretera, the 9th hitter in the order for Czechia, but again, continuous batting order, so still 3 more hitters before they go back to the top of the order.
Yeah, mechanically, there's just been some slight inconsistency. When he's in a good rhythm, he's able to throw the ball where he wants. Sometimes he gets a little quick with that front shoulder. We've seen those misses out over the plate.
Archer Spratt gets it over the plate. Weak dribbler to second base. Barehanded attempt. Too slow developing, and Tretera runs it out.
What a tremendous play right there.
Barehanded by Angus Deere?
Yeah, Angus Deere had only 1 play, and the bare hand was the only option. He does a really good job getting hit down, securing that ball with his bare hand, throwing off 1 leg, and still not enough to get him out. Great job running down the line right there. That was his only option.
Leadoff infield single for Czechia. And Tretera takes off for second to throw on a dime from behind the plate. Brock Harding catches Tretera stealing.
Brock Harding, you can't do it any better. The quick release, and we talk about the absolute perfect throw. When you're able to get that ball in the air, right on the money.
Want to know to Edward Wiedner. Another look at that great throw from Harding behind the plate.
Yeah, the perfect pitch to fastball. Look how quick that release is. And you talk about the perfect throw. When you could put it right in the infielder's glove, right on the dirt, there's nowhere for the base runner to go. That is absolutely perfection.
Tretera took a head-first slide and was trying to reach the bag with his hand and slid right into the tag with that hand. Now that's ball 4, so that base runner erased and then replaced.
The batter, number 16, Mikuláš Barta.
See if Wiedner has similar plans as his teammate Tretera. Big lead and a pickoff.
Good quick feed on the mound right there. We talked about different strategies that coaches are going to implement. We're looking at the pitch count, 46 pitches. In an elimination game, you are going to manage your pitching staff a little bit different. Early in the tournament, you're kind of thinking about this long-term plan. What are we going to do tomorrow? But if you don't win today, tomorrow really doesn't matter. So we're going to see guys extend it a little bit more in terms of pitch count.
And Australia, with that one run that they scored, it's not like the first inning really got away from them, right? So if they like what Spratt's doing, ride him as long as you can while keeping this game close. That makes sense.
Yeah, in the game we did yesterday, we saw a pitcher give up 4 runs in the first inning. We thought, man, he's not even going to get out of the first inning. And he ended up pitching the entire game. So sometimes, you know, the pressure of starting the game, understanding the magnitude of this game can get away from him a little bit. And as you get some more pitches under your belt, as you go through the lineup one time, you start to kind of get into a groove. I think that's exactly what we're seeing right here.
Spratt strikes out Mikuláš Barta for out number 2.
Or I could be wrong, and that could have been his last batter.
It does seem to be happening that way a lot, right? We just started day 3, but
I'm new to this. I'm new to this.
Maybe
it's like the initiation for, you know, being a young broadcaster. You want to come on air and feel like you know what you're actually talking about.
Yeah.
And then I think these managers, maybe they're listening to me and we're like,
yeah, see,
we're going to go against what he says.
I think it's just a prank. They wanted to make you uneasy there.
It made my heart beat a little bit.
They heard and they were like, watch this. Watch this. No, we're just kidding. We're going to leave him in. Mikuláš Barta now the batter. Watches one in the dirt. It's 1-0. There's a called strike to Barta, who wants to be a dentist. We haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, I'll tell you who doesn't want to be a dentist. My kids. They do not like going to the dentist.
Off the handle, dribbler back to Spratt on the mound, and he takes the force out at second. It's out number 3 either way. And that's the frame.